Welcome guys back to the channel. It's your guy Mighty Gideon, and currently in this very video today I'll be closing the account from $6 to $600 trading forex at this very point. So let's dive into this very video. I'm going to make the video very quick so that we can flip the account to something very massive. We have no time to waste, so follow me step by step so that when you deposit your $6 you can also go into something massive to $600 just like I did. Follow my steps and follow how I did it to the account to something very massive. So currently from this very point you can see that the market have been creating some bullish momentum in BTCUSD. Market have been buying for long, and currently the market is currently at this very zone here. That's what the market did. So currently from this very point we need to map out this very trade at this very point. We need to map out this very zone there. There's a very key zone at this very point there. There's a massive zone at that very point. And also if you also zoom in, you can see that there was a lower zone that the market currently tapped into. The market currently tapped into this lower zone there. That's what the market currently showed me at this very point. So the market is showing me that the chart is going to this upper layer. Is going to this upper layer to tap into this upper zone there. That is what the market currently is doing there. And currently let's take our entry, but this higher time frame, you just mapped out the overall scenario of the video of the charts. Let's go over to lower time frames to see our action to take our entry, because you cannot just take an entry from here targeting here. The market may retest and may wipe up your account, and this account is a $6 account. You need to be very careful and specific. And if you zoom in to 1 hour time frame, you can see what the 1 hour time frame is showing us. You can see that the market currently broke out from this overall zone here. That's an overall zone that the market currently broke out from at that very point. The market currently broke out from this overall zone there. Market retraced, and the market is showing it's about to start flying to that upper zone there at that very point. And from this very zone there, we'll zoom in to 30 minutes time frame. And 30 minutes time frame also showed that the market have currently broke out from this overall zone here at this very point. Market currently broke out from this overall zone here and we tested it. So it's showing me the market need to buy further at that very point. So let's map out our TP and map out where we need to take our entry, our sharp entry to. That's what we need to map out at that very point. So if you map out from this very point, you can see that there was a very strong buy to that very point. The market always feel this very thing. We have been trading for long. We know where the market is going to and what the market does at an interval of time. So currently the market will buy to that very point there. That's what the market will do. This BTCS is buying to this very zone here, and it's buying to this very zone to currently to tap into this overall resistance zone at that very point. That's what the market is doing there. So currently enter our buy at this very point. We enter our buy at this very point. We enter our buy. Let's enter our buy and flip to a mighty height. Let's go to the account to something very massive at this very point. Let's see the market buy further and give us huge profit at this very point. So guys, at this very point we're currently up in $30 in profit at this very point. Trade is currently buying further to our direction at that very point. It's currently buying further as anticipated. Currently I'll be closing out trade in profit, close up position at this very point. I'm currently up in $9.24. We'll take our next trade and we'll go this account to $600 as our target, and let's map out our next trade to something very massive. The overall target is still that upper zone at that very point here. That's the overall zone. So currently I've gathered more capital in $9. Let's enter more trades and go to the account to something very massive. We're entering more buys now. I can now enter more buys now. Enter 3 buys at this very point. The target is still this very overall zone here. There is a fake resistance zone at this very point. There is a fake resistance zone at this very point. The market will go to take out that very point and retest to this upper zone. Let's watch and see what BTCUSD has for us just now. So guys, at this very point, the trade are currently reach our TP at this very point, and I'm closing out trades in profits, close up positions at this very point. And from $9, we're currently up in $15.81. The trade bought from the very point to our TP, our overall TP. I told you the trade reached that very zone at that very point. That's our overall TP at that very point. And currently, from this overall TP from here, I've been entering my sales from here. I've been entering my sales downward. See the market sell down massively. I've entered my sales downward from this very point. This my lot start 0.2 lot size, and I'm entering my sales massively at this very point. If the market sell down and give me my profits just now at this very point. So we entered our sales now at this very point because the market have reached my TP. If the market hit my TP, then I'll be entering my sales massively at that very point, because the market is going to retest this very zone that it broke out from. The market is going to retest this very zone before start moving upwards and moving the right direction. So let's watch and see what BTCUSD has for us. So guys, at this very point, the trade is currently selling down massively from our key zone. Started selling down massively, and I'm currently closing out in profits, close up positions, and currently from $6, we're currently up in $21.69 at this very point. Today the trade is targeting to move downward and start selling from that very point. We mapped out the overall fake out at this very point. The market reached our TP1 and started selling down when we entered the sell massively at that very point. So let's enter our next trade and see what this trade has for us. We're currently up in $21.69 at this very point. So currently from here, I've been increasing my lot size because I'm trying to increase my lot size to enter more positions to get massive profit at the very point. We're expecting a massive sell at the very point to the downside. Let's enter a massive sell at the very point with 0.22 lot size, because the main target is this account must be elevated to something very massive, a mighty high. That is my target, and the target must be actualized at the very point. Let's watch and see what BTCUSD has for us. So guys, at this very point, the trade is currently selling down massively from our key zone. At that very point, we mapped out that the market to read this key zone and start selling down massively from that very point. And currently, we are in massive profit at this very point from $21. We're currently up in $51.31. And I'm closing up positions, close up positions at this very point. And we're currently up in $52.14. So guys, at this very point, we enter our next trade with a balance of $52.14 at this very point. We enter our next trade, and this is XAU USD at this very point. At this very point, I've seen a very nice setup at this very point. If you watch, you can see that this very trade on XUSD have been creating some rejections at this very point. The market is currently broke out from this very trend at this very point. If you zoom in, you can see a massive breakout from this very trend. A massive breakout from this very trend here, and the market is currently falling down from that very point. It's falling down massively from that very point where the market broke out from the trend. Is currently. So guys, at this very point, we enter our next trade on XUSD and are currently making huge profit at this very point on XUSD. We entered a massive sell on XUSD. I called this very trade and I know that the market will sell down massively, and this is the reason why I entered this very trade on XUSD. So currently from this very point, I mapped out an overall zone at this very point that was a very strong zone, a very strong resistance zone at that very point. That is a very strong zone there. With my two, with the same study I thought to put on my last video, I just mapped out this very inner zone there. And currently the market failed to break this very zone. The market failed to break that zone there, which indicated a strong solid sell. Put my stop loss at that very point, and I told you the market to sell massively from that very point. So currently we entered this very trade on a sell position on XUSD, and the market is currently selling down massively from that very point. So currently I'll be ending the very trades and be entering my next position on this XUSD. And if you also want, the market have retraced to a very slightest zone at that very point there. There's a very slight zone that the market retraced at this very point, touching this my overall zone that indicated a strong massive sell at this very point. So currently from here, I'll be closing out trades in profits, close up positions, and currently we're up in $175.46, and our target is $600. So currently let's enter our next trade and let's indicate our next momentum. Let's indicate what the market has for us and make huge profit to pass the very challenge to a mighty height. So guys, currently from here, this is BTCUSD, and let's analyze the very trade to make huge profit. A quick one at this very point, because we need to enter the market and make huge profit at a balance of $105.46. We need to flip the account to a mighty height. Our target is $100. $100 is a small account that we need to flip this account to. We need to pass the very challenge and take the account to something very massive. At the very point that is a strong zone I'm seeing that is showing at this very point. There's a massive zone, a massive resistance zone the market is currently at now, and the market must currently sell massively from the very point. So currently, let me show you from the very point. If you watch in the past, there was a very strong zone that is there. At that very point, the market reached a strong zone there in the past, and currently we tested from there. The market reached there in the past, we tested and bought this very overall resistance zone, and currently the market is currently at that initial point there. And currently from here, what is the next point to go? The next point for the market to sell down massively from the very point. Let's expect some selling position at the very point, and more. That is what I'm expecting it to do, to sell from that very point and retrace to a little bit this area. The market need to retrace to a little bit of this area at this very point. We need to enter some sell position. If the market retrace to a little bit of this area and continue pulling up, the market will not just sell to this, buy to this overall resistance zone there. It's going to sell down for the meantime before pulling up to the overall resistance zone. Hope you have understand the reason why I'm entering a sell position on this very trade. So currently, let's enter our sell position just now, and hopefully I may pass the very challenge with just this one setup. So currently with 0.09 lot size, we enter in a sell position at this very point. We enter in a sell on BTCUSD. We enter in our sell position on BTCUSD. Let's enter our sell because this is a sniper entry that we need to take and make huge profit at this very point. This is a sniper entry that we need to take on this BTCUSD and make massive huge profit. You get? Let's watch and see what BTCUSD has for us. You can expect some massive sales at this very point. I'm expecting it to sell that massively. That is my expectations in this very trade just now. So let's watch and see the market play out and give us our huge profits just now. So guys, currently we're in a little bit of profit at this very point from our initial zone. We're in a little bit of profit. The market is trying to retrace our zone a little bit. It's trying to sell down from that initial zone. You can see what the market is currently doing there. Our sniper entry, the market is trying to sell down massively from that very point. And currently from here, I'll be closing out trade in profit, close up position at the very point. And currently we're up in $321.75 at that very point. That is what we are up in now. You get? We just scalp this very trade and make huge profit and we are out, because I know that there's a very strong resistance zone there. The market must retrace a little bit because of the momentum there, and currently we are almost half of this account passing it to $600. That's our target, and we are done with this very account to a mighty height. So currently, let's find our next setup. Please go over to our next chart. So guys, this is GBPJPY, and currently let's take our next setup here. Follow me as we analyze this very trade step by step, so I can make huge profits just now trading very account. So if you watch, you can see the trades did all these conferences here, and with this you will not really know what the market did and why the market reached this very zone. So currently from here, I'll just map at the very zone that is a very strong zone at that very point we saw there. Okay, you're seeing it too. So from here, I also mapped out a very strong zone that the market reached there in the past and retraced. Thereby, the market respected this very zone here in the past. Because of that, a very strong zone the market respected there in the past, and also the market have currently now tapped into a very strong zone here. There's a very strong zone here now that the market have currently tapped into, and if you watch it, the markets have tapped into a very strong zone there just now at that very point. So if you watch, you can see a very strong zone there, and also from here at this very point here, there was a very strong zone here in the past that the market tapped into, and so the market reached in the past retraced massively before breaking out, and currently it reached again, but so currently the market have tapped into that very strong zone there. So currently from here, I'm expecting the market to start buying massively from the very point. That's what I'm expecting the market to do, to start buying massively from that very point, because in the past the market created a fake out. The market reached here with twist at the very point. A lot of people think it was break out of this very zone here, but the market now slowed down to retwist here, thereby grabbing enough liquidity, and from here bring the market to break out and buy massively from that very point. That's what I'm expecting. Slow. So currently from here, enter with this position so that I can capitalize and make huge profits on just a slightest movement at this very point. You can capitalize and make a slightest movement at this very point. Let's watch and see what BTC or GBPJPY has for us. We're entering our massive buys now at the very point. So currently I'm okay with my positions now on buy on GBPJPY. Let's see what GBPJPY has for us. Let's expect a massive buy and massive push up from that very point just now. Let's see what GBPJPY has for us. So guys, at the very point, it is currently buying further and giving us huge profit at the very point from our massive zone. It is currently buying further from this our key zone at the very point. There's a very massive push there. The market is very slow and I'm closing out to it in profits, close up positions, and currently up in $432.26. Let's analyze our next setup and take our trades, then pass the very challenge to a mighty height. So guys, at the very point, these are set up on BTCUSD at the very point. We're expecting the market to sell down massively, and the market is currently selling down from that very point there. The market is currently selling down from that very point. As I told you, market will sell massively from there. So I'm expecting the market to break this zone. I'm expecting the market to break this zone. I'm expecting the market to break this zone massively now in full force at the very point. 0.50 lot size. We're entering a sell massively on this very point. We're entering a massive sell position on BTCUSD just now. I want the market to break this very zone to the downside. That zone is a very zone that needs to be taken out at that very point. Let's see what BTCUSD has for us. Currently, the market is currently fluctuating at this very point. I don't want this video to be long at this very point. I'll be ending this very thing. I'll be waiting for the market to sell down as promised. Let's enter more positions at this very point. Let's enter more sell position at this very point. Okay. Let's see what BTCUSD has for us. I'm expecting the market to drop down massively as anticipated at the very point. And if the market will drop down massively, the market will drop down with this very overall general zone. I'm expecting the market to drop down this same and at the very point. The market will drop down to that very point there. If the market drop down to that very point, I'll be ending the very trade and we'll have passed the very challenge to a mighty heights. Mighty heights. We go at this very point. It must tap into this overall zone there. That is where the market is currently targeting at this very point. So guys, this trade is currently selling down massively from this very zone. I told you the trade will sell down massively at this very point. The trade is currently selling down massively to our key zone at this very point. I have passed the very challenge to a mighty height. I'm closing out to it in profits, close up positions. And currently I have passed the very challenge from $6 to $600, and currently we're up in $734.07 at this very point of party very challenge to a mighty height. See you in my next video. Peace out.